Hi, Mike here, and welcome to my latest episode. This is a 1 month update following my heart valve surgery, which was on the 21st of October. Today is the 23rd of October, so it's a little over a month, and I thought I'd give everyone an update as to how I'm tracking. Just straighten my hat. It's quite a windy day here today, and I hope that the wind noise isn't too off-putting. I'm out with my dog, Bronson. So this is Bronson. Bronson is a boxer. He's 7 years old, and I've actually drove here today, so he's not on a lead. I try and avoid walking him on the lead for obvious reasons. He is very well behaved on the lead, so it hasn't been an issue once I started walking the dog again. But I am mindful, obviously, of not wanting to get into a situation where the dog's pulling if he sees another dog or something like that. So where I am right now, it's midweek. It's the canal towpath, and during the week it's usually quite quiet. There's very few people about, especially when the conditions are like it is today. So on to my progress. So I'm walking every day. I'm walking around 3 kilometers, 3 or 4 kilometers a day, which is about, I guess it's between 2 and 3 miles per day. Other than that, I'm not doing any other type of exercise. In terms of my energy levels, what I'm finding is I do still get tired in the afternoon, especially after my walk, but not as much as I was, or not as severe. The tiredness isn't as severe as it was in the first couple of weeks after surgery. So my energy levels are starting to return. Now I am tracking my fitness through my Garmin watch. I'll just show you. So this is my Garmin. See if I can get it without all the reflections. And I get my heart rate and distance and pace. It tracks all of that for me. What I can also do is I can regularly check what my heart rate is doing in terms of my resting heart rate, maximum heart rate, and also the quality of the sleep I'm getting, because it measures your sleeping data and then gives you an overall sleep score. So although I'm still not sleeping really well, it's better than it was, and I am actually getting out of the poor scores that I was getting originally after surgery. I was getting quite low scores in terms of the quality of sleep I was getting. That's just a function of the fact that you can't get comfortable, and I tend to sleep in one position at the moment, because obviously tossing and turning during the night is very difficult with the discomfort, so you tend to avoid that. So other than that, I guess the things that people are interested in, the medication I'm on, I've completely come off all pain medication now. The pain is probably on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm probably getting pain in the neighbourhood of around 4, which is tolerable without needing to take pain medication. And I only get, every now and again, I get these twinges of pain if I'm sat in a certain position, or if I move suddenly, if I sneeze, I'll get some pain, but otherwise it's just a numbness. The skin's sensitive to touch across the chest, and the actual sternum bone itself, I'm aware that, you know, there is a little bit of discomfort around there. I'm obviously not doing anything in terms of lifting or putting any stress or strain on the upper body. So I suspect I'm healing quite well, and I'm hoping that in the next few weeks I'll be able to start doing a little bit more in terms of upper body, using my upper body more, because they say 6 weeks for the sternum to heal. What else? Yeah, blood pressure. So my blood pressure has been fluctuating a little bit. It has been a little bit on the high side for the diastolic side of the equation. My systolic has been relatively good, so I'm typically getting blood pressure readings around 130 over 90, and the blood pressure medication that I'm on, Ramipril, I'm taking 3.75 milligrams every night. I'm also taking the beta blocker in the morning. So the nurse was a bit sort of questioning why I was taking it at night. I'm guessing they're going to probably review the blood pressure medication, whether I need to increase it slightly, maybe take it in the morning instead of the evening, I don't know. So that's currently under review. The other thing I had a few weeks ago, I think it was about a week after coming out of hospital, I had a blood test which flagged up one of the enzymes, liver enzymes, was slightly elevated. Now I didn't ask at the time what it was, but I do know because they put it on my hospital record, all of my test reports, so I was able to see that online, and the recommended range is between 1 and 50 for this particular enzyme, and mine was 67. Now when I did some Google research on it, it can be elevated. It's not considered dangerous until it goes over 100. That would suggest liver damage, but precautionary principle. I'm going for a scan next week on my liver, and I had further blood tests yesterday, so hopefully if those blood tests come back in the normal range, then everything is good. Now I suspect it's due to all of the medication, and especially at that period when that blood test was done, I was taking a lot of paracetamol. Paracetamol is a drug which can cause issues with the liver. So if anything, I think that's probably the cause, because the last liver enzyme test they did prior to discharge was all in the normal range. So to go from normal to being slightly elevated would suggest that something in that couple of week period has changed, and that's, to me, is the medication. And hopefully I can report back at some stage and say, yeah, everything looks normal again. Anything else? I'm driving again. So the DVLA, for the type of surgery I have had, the DVLA recommend 4 weeks from surgery before you can drive again. The hospital, they suggest 6 to 8 weeks. Well, I feel more than fit enough to drive. I drive an automatic car. It's a Volvo. It's got a very smooth gearbox. Everything's electric in it, power steering and everything. So I'm only driving short distances. I'm not just use it to pop to the shops and take the dog to out to walk without needing to put a lead on him. So it's great to have that freedom again to be able to drive. What else? Is there anything else? Yeah. Apart from that, I guess overall I think I'm doing very well. I've gained a little bit of body fat, so I have some really good body analysing scales which measure things like body fat percentage and obviously your weight, bone density, muscle mass. They measure all of that, and I compared my last weigh-in, which was only a couple of days ago, with the previous weigh-in I did on those scales, which was before I went in for surgery, and I've gained a little bit of body fat and I've lost a little bit of muscle mass, but my overall weight is still the same. So now I'm off the diuretics and other tablets which control the amount of water I'm holding. My water is back to normal. So yeah, that's the story of the tape, as it were. Sorry, I had to pause the filming then. Come across another boxer, and you can't not pet another boxer when you're a boxer person, and Bronson loves meeting other boxers. Anyway, so I can't remember where I was up to. Oh yeah, I was just saying about my overall metrics around my weight, and yeah, I'm quite happy with the fact that I've not gained a lot of weight. What I will say though is my diet has changed significantly. I'm staying with family, and obviously you eat what they eat. I tend to normally have quite a high protein, high fat, low carb diet. So once I'm independent again, I can get back to the kind of diets that I was on before, and hopefully I could shed those extra few kilos of fat I've gained, and once I can start increasing my exercise in terms of doing some strength training and maybe a bit of light running and what have you, I can start gaining back some of the lost muscle mass. Obviously it's going to be some time before I can be doing any shoulder or bench presses or anything that's going to put any significant exertion on my sternum, but hopefully the rehabilitation coordinator I'm seeing in a few weeks will be able to give me some guidance as to what I can do, because I do think that it's based on individual ability and where you currently are in your own recovery as to what you can do, and I hope that's the case. I'd hate to think it's a one-size-fits-all approach, because that might be a little bit frustrating for someone like myself who's relatively fit, coming out of this in a situation where I'm already relatively fit. I think that probably just about covers it. Like I say, I feel I'm doing really well, and apart from the obvious, ongoing healing process, I think that I'm looking forward to getting the results of my echocardiograph in a few weeks when they do that, just to see how successful the valve replacement has been, and I'll give you some updates on that. But for now, I think that just about we'll call that a day. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you've got any comments, please put the comments below. I always answer any comments I get, and finally consider subscribing so that you get notifications. Click the little bell icon so you get the notifications every time I upload a new video. I'll speak to you again soon, guys. All right, bye.